Everything you think you know about how the top 1% of digital creators make their money is about to change because of a single kiss cam moment at a Coldplay concert. When Sophie Rain, one of the most recognizable names on the Blue site, became the centerpiece of a corporate scandal involving the CEO of a major data analytics firm, the public narrative focused on the gossip. But the real story isn't about the drama between a husband and a wife. It is a story about a massive financial machine, the reality of high-ticket digital content, and a 20-year-old creator who has allegedly generated over $50 million in a single year. Today, we are following the money trail from a corporate boardroom to a secretive messaging app to understand how a $40,000 digital interaction ended a tech leader's career. By the end of this deep dive, we're going to answer 3 specific questions that the mainstream media missed. First, how much did the executive actually spend compared to the initial $40,000 claim? Second, what were the specific mechanics of the secretive app used to bypass traditional platform oversight? And third, how do creator collectives like the Bop House actually manage these high net worth clients behind the scenes? We have the receipts, from leaked dashboard screenshots to corporate resignation notices, and the reality of this industry is far more calculated than the internet wants you to believe. The common belief floating around social media is that this was a simple case of a man making a mistake on a subscription site. However, the contrarian take, the one backed by the business and legal receipts, is that this was a targeted, high-value customer acquisition that went sideways. This wasn't a random interaction. It was part of a structured whale management system that top-tier creators use to secure 6-figure investments from a single individual. We're going to break down the timeline, the bank transfers, and the fallout that proves this industry is no longer just a hobby. It is a multi-billion-dollar corporate disruptor. To begin, we have to look at our second most shocking point: the specific mechanics of the high-ticket whale economy. In the world of premium content, a standard subscription is just the entry fee. The real money is made in the pay-per-view messages and private customs. Per reports from industry analysts in early 2025, the elite creators often use a tiered system. A $10 subscription gets you through the door, but a $500 tip gets you a response, and a $10,000 donation gets you a private, off-platform line of communication. This is where the CEO, Andy Byron, allegedly found himself. According to the leaked DMs from August 2025, the interactions weren't happening on the main site, where the platform takes a 20% cut. They were happening on third-party apps designed to keep the money moving directly to the creator. This bypasses the traditional safety nets of the platform and creates a direct financial pipeline. The expectation from the fan is intimacy, but the reality from the business side is a high-margin service contract. This leads us directly into the most explosive part of this entire story. The number one most shocking point of this investigation is the total amount allegedly spent by this one individual. While the initial headlines screamed about a $40,000 call, the real number is reportedly much higher. According to statements made by fellow creator Camila Araujo to The Blast in August 2025, the executive in question allegedly spent over $250,000 on content within this specific influencer circle. This is $250,000 flowing from a tech leader into the bank accounts of a few young creators in Miami. Per the leaked messages and dashboard screenshots shared in September 2025, this spending happened over a relatively short period. This wasn't just about one creator. It was about an entire ecosystem of influencers who share the same whales. When you look at the math, you realize this isn't a fan club. It is a high-stakes financial drain. The executive wasn't just paying for content. He was paying for the illusion of a relationship, a service that is being professionally managed by agencies behind the scenes. According to internal documents leaked by an unverified insider, these agencies often employed chatters who pretend to be the creator to keep the spending high, though in this case, the personal nature of the calls suggests direct involvement. This leads us to our third question: the Bop House and the power of the collective. Sophie Rain is a founding member of this group, and understanding how they operate is the key to understanding the $40,000 call. Per reports from the Prague Reporter in late 2025, these houses function like record labels. They provide the housing, the security, and the professional lighting and editing teams. In exchange, the creators cross-promote each other to their respective audiences. When one creator attracts a high-spending whale, they often introduce that client to other members of the house. This creates a closed loop of spending where the money stays within the collective. This explains why the CEO was allegedly spending with multiple women in the same circle. He was being moved through a sales funnel. This isn't speculation. Per the social media tracking data from late 2024, when Sophie Rain's numbers spiked, so did everyone else in the house. It's a synchronized business move designed to maximize the lifetime value of a high net worth fan. But how did this all come crashing down? On August 8, 2025, the corporate world was rocked when the CEO of Astronomer stepped down. The catalyst was a kiss cam video from a Coldplay concert that went viral for all the wrong reasons. Per reports from the Times of India, Byron's wife, Megan Kerrigan, allegedly discovered the secondary life her husband was leading on a secretive messaging app. She didn't just find texts, she found a paper trail that led directly to Sophie Rain. The leaked messages purportedly showed Byron paying for explicit video calls and digital correspondence. One specific exchange, which has since been archived across social media, shows the executive telling the creator that most men he talks to are married, to which the response was a simple request for a call in 5 minutes. The fallout was immediate. The tech world viewed this as a massive breach of moral clauses in his contract, leading to his swift resignation. This is the reality of the industry in 2025. A digital footprint in the spicy content world is now a career-ending liability for those in the C-suite. As we move into the fourth point of our investigation, we have to discuss the relatability trap. Top creators like Sophie Rain are experts at making a client feel like they are the only person in the world. This is the expectation that drives the spending. The fan expects a genuine connection. The reality, as evidenced by the dashboard receipts showing $63 million in gross profit, is that no one person can have a genuine connection with that many people. According to an investigation by the Daily Mail, these creators use advanced CRM, customer relationship management tools, to track what each whale likes, their birthday, and their spending habits. This allows the creator to provide a personalized experience that justifies the $10,000 tag prices. When the CEO's messages were leaked, they showed a level of familiarity that suggested months of these personalized interactions. It was a professional service being sold as a private secret. This leads us to our 11th point: the accepted public image of a good groman, which allows these creators to navigate these scandals. The fact is, the amount of money being spent by these executives is actually not a shocking number. On a global scale, for a CEO making millions annually, this is a relatively small expense. But the public perception is that these men are being manipulated and forced to spend. This is the padding that protects the creator. According to an insider report from May 2025, these influencers are actually controlled by agencies who take a substantial cut in exchange for managing the image and the success of their clients. It is a high financial lift, and in some cases, these agencies use the business sense of the executive to create lucrative deals for their employees. The essence of the game is all about finance and getting paid quickly. This leads us to the fourth point: the actual calculus of the revenue split. Even when Sophie Rain held up her $43 million dashboard, there is still a question of how much of that money actually made it in her own pocket. Per reports from industry analysts in late 2025, raw revenue is then split with the platform, the agency managing her, and the corporate house she lives in. This leaves her with a smaller profit. This is another aspect of the deal. These influencers are not just selling content, they are selling the illusion of privacy. In the process, they lose a substantial amount of control over where the money goes. The true insider perspective here is that the adult industry has moved far beyond simple subscriptions. It is now a sophisticated, data-driven enterprise that targets high net worth individuals with the precision of a luxury car brand. The whale economy is the bloodline of the top 1% of creators, and as long as there are people willing to pay $40,000 for a call, there will be collectives like the Bop House House ready to provide that service. The executive in this story didn't just lose his job, he became a case study in the new risks of the digital age. If you want to understand the deeper business mechanics behind how these creators are taking over the financial world and navigating these high-stakes scandals, you need to see the full picture. Understanding the game is the only way to see through the smoke and mirrors of the digital age. This is just one chapter in the evolution of the industry, and if you're looking for the next level of insight into the money and the manipulation, your journey is just beginning. To see the rest of the secrets the industry doesn't want you to know, click the link to our Velvet Rope Industry Secrets playlist now. The game is changing, and you don't want to be the one left behind without the receipts.